Let's be honest. Some of us think negatively about older people. They view older people as incompetent, as sick, as lonely, as old-fashioned, or even as ugly. If you think like this, you will exclude and avoid older people, and you will tend not to participate with them in activities. Of course, this is not nice. It is unfair, and it is bad for older people. So if we observe someone acting like this, we will criticize this person for being ageist. But today, I will not talk about this type of ageism that we do to other people. I will talk about something else, and my message is a different one. Today, I want to convince you that thinking negatively about older people is bad for you. It is bad for the very person who has these negative age stereotypes. Why is this? Well, what we think about older people now will influence our own lives when we are old. So if you think negatively about older people today, you will be ageist to yourselves tomorrow. At first sight, this claim is not very intuitive. Well, why should we be ageist to ourselves? If this is something bad, we will probably not do it to ourselves. But in fact, we do. If you have negative age stereotypes, this will simply happen to you. Let me explain how it works. The whole process starts when we acquire age stereotypes. This happens early in life. We acquire age stereotypes about older people while we ourselves are still young. And this is important, because this is the reason why it is so easy to develop negative views of older people. At this time, when we are still young, there is no need to fight against negative views of aging. They simply do not apply to ourselves. They apply to others. They apply to older people. The second step in the chain is what I call the internalization of age stereotypes. So when we grow older and eventually enter into middle age, we start asking ourselves questions like, how will my life look like when I will be old? At this point in time, we are not yet old. So we have no age-related experiences of our own to answer this question. So what do? At this point in time, we draw upon our own age stereotypes. And we use these stereotypes to form beliefs and expectations of how our own life will look like when we are old. This step is crucial, because here, for the first time, we use age stereotypes of older people and we incorporate them into our self-views. Finally, then, we enter the threshold to being old. At this point, our age-related beliefs become active, and they act like self-fulfilling prophecies. This process is called stereotype embodiment. Our age-related beliefs tend to influence the way we think, the way we feel, and how we act. They influence our behavior. Finally then, through this process of stereotype embodiment, we become exactly the kind of old person that matches our previous age stereotypes. So let me illustrate this with some real-life examples. Age stereotypes influence job performance. If I think I cannot learn any new skills at my job because I'm already 50 or 55, well, then I won't subscribe to a vocational training program that is offered to me by my company. Age stereotypes also influence intimate relationships. Some of you may think that romance and sex is taboo for older people. Well, if you think like this, you will probably feel guilty if you still have those desires, and you will not act on them. In this case, you will end up having a life without romance and without sex. Finally, age stereotypes also affect our health and how we cope with illness. We tend to equate being old with being ill. From this perspective, illness is an inevitable feature of old age. It is something that is unavoidable and uncontrollable. So, if there is nothing I can do about it, well, why then should I still try to stay healthy? And why should I listen to what my doctor tells me? So by now, I hope to have convinced you that ageism is in fact something we do to ourselves, and that it can have a devastating effect on our own development. So what can we do about it? If you do not want to confirm negative age stereotypes in your own life, you have to come up with more positive and meaningful images of your own aging. The sooner the better. Well, how can we do that? The most important thing is that we have to take old age seriously. Old age may be the last period in our life, but it is as important as every other period in life before. And it has a lot to offer. So, what is truly special about old age is time. When we are old, we have lots of free time, and we can do with this time whatever we want to. We are free from external obligations and constraints. So we are autonomous. We can decide what to do and what not to do. So, old age provides us with unique opportunities. Be creative. Thank you.